Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man on the NES. In the last episode we defeated our second Robot Master, Guts Man, and today we're going to be taking out my personal favorite Robot Master from this game, and probably a top 5 overall in the franchise for me. We are going to be going after Elec Man. Before we do that though, I'd like to go over a bit of this game's story, because I haven't really touched on that at all yet. I'm going to be going over it in greater detail towards the end of the game, because that's just the best time that I could think of to go over it. But essentially, these 6 Robot Masters that we have on this screen here were all originally designed to help people, and thus they all have a purpose that they were originally planned for before they were corrupted and got turned evil. And we'll be going over why they got corrupted and turned evil at a later time, but I would like to go over just what their original purposes were. Cut Man up here that we took out 2 episodes ago was originally designed as a timber-felling robot. Guts Man was designed as like an architecture or a construction robot. And then Elec Man, who we're going after today, was designed to work in power plants and provide electricity, hence his name. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's get this started. Elec Man is really cool. Okay, on this first screen we have some new enemies. These are called spines. These enemies are going to be appearing in pretty much every Mega Man game out there. They're invincible to the Buster. All the Buster can really do is stun them in place for a little bit, and then they start moving again. If you get on the same plane as them like this, they speed up, and so they're really annoying. How do you deal with them? Well, we bust out Cut Man's weapon. This is the rolling cutter. It launches Cut Man's blade, as you might remember from when we fought him, and Cut Man's blade is capable of killing these things. So that's probably the best use that this has in the game, is just killing the spines that get in the way. We'll be having better ways to kill them later on, but for now this is going to be Cut Man's weapon's best use. We'll be going over Guts Man's weapon later in the stage, when there's a more ample time to use it. Here we have 2 more spines. We can take those out pretty easily. On this screen we have one of the gimmicks of the stage. These blocks fire out these electric beams. It's really a timing thing to get past them. They do a fair amount of damage, but once you know the timing of them, they're not too difficult. Alright, new enemies on this screen. These are called Watchers. They come at you in this formation, and they fire these electric bolts at you. I fell down. Oh well. I wanted to show off that they shot at you. They fire 2 electric bolts, and then they retreat. They always appear in this formation, but they're not too terrible as long as you keep moving and know when to shoot before they shoot at you. One of my friends has a bad history with these things and has some more than negative words that he uses to describe them, but I won't be repeating them on this channel. You know who you are if you're watching. Okay, another gimmick here. These are called disappearing blocks, or Yoku blocks as some people call them. It's really all timing. These are in pretty much every Mega Man game in a couple of the stages, and this is the first time we're encountering them. You just have to watch the formation carefully, and then once you figure out the pattern, then just go forward with it. I've played this stage so many times that I've basically memorized where all the blocks are, but if this is your first time playing, it might take you a bit. I do not recommend going for that health in there. It's easy to get in, it's not easy to get out. I'd rather just keep moving. This screen, I believe, has more Watchers on it, in a bit more of an annoying pattern, because if we were to just climb up that ladder, we would run right into one of them. So it's better to fight them on the ground and then climb up. And then here we have more spines, which means it's time for the rolling cutter. We could have taken the path on the right, but I prefer the path on the left. We have some more Watchers here. I don't want those ones on the right firing at me. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is where I can use Guts Man's weapon. Guts Man's weapon is, to my knowledge, the only weapon in the Mega Man universe that can only be used... Well, that's not entirely true. The only weapon in this game, at least, that can only be used with specific objects. You can only pick up certain flashing blocks with it, and then throw them as weapons, kind of like Guts Man does. we can use this here to get this weapon here, the magnet beam. The magnet beam is not really a weapon as much as it is a utility. You can hold down the button and it will create a temporary platform that you can stand on. Not really useful on this stage, but in future stages, trust me, you're going to be using that a lot. More spines here. Rolling cutter. Without the rolling cutter, these things are bad. Really bad. Doing this stage with only the buster is not fun. More timing with electric bolts. And then there are some fleas over there. Sometimes those can jump down and hit you while you're climbing the ladder, but usually they cooperate. This screen is repeated, only there's no health there in that little alcove. Just jump across the blocks. And then more timing. I should probably point out that now that I have the rolling cutter equipped, there's a new bar next to my health bar on the top left corner. That's the weapon energy meter, which depletes, as you can see, each time I use the weapon. And then those blue capsules that we saw earlier can refill that weapon energy. This big eye is probably going to hit me, but I'll try my best. Oh no, good, it didn't. It's really all just luck whether he does a high jump or a low jump. Very difficult to tell, and sometimes you can get by and sometimes you can't. So this is the area before the boss room, as I'm sure you've already guessed. We have some more timing in here. If one of these hits you, you fall all the way back down and have to do it all over again, and that's never fun. So I'm hoping that I can do this right. And here we go. This fight either goes really well or really poorly. Elec Man's attack does way too much damage and can kill you in 3 hits. But my rolling cutter is Elec Man's weakness. I will be using his weakness against him, and that kills him in about only 3 hits. So if he... that's not good. There we go. Elec Man's attack is probably the best weapon in this game. I look forward to showing that off next time. It's really good. It fires out a huge electric thunderbolt. The problem is that when you're fighting him, the same weapon, when used against you, is deadly and does about as much damage as a big eye stomp. What that means is that if you fight him buster only, your only choice is really either to lock him into some kind of pattern or get really lucky with jumping over his beams. But yeah, I guess that does it for today. Elec Man is down. We're halfway through this game. Kind of, but not really. We're halfway through our hit list anyway. We have 3 left. Next time on Mega Man, we'll be taking out a really annoying stage. You guys might get to see me suffer. We'll see. For now, thank you for watching, and have a good day.